Side of things, Spurs and Bucks getting to it. More so the Spurs, quite frankly, who are gunning for that 1 seed clearly still.
Come on.
Yeah, that's how we're starting the hype.
All right.
The alien with a behind the back to a former Rookie of the Year.
Don't want to spoil the rest.
That's
but
Victor Wembanyama working from the elbow now. Excuse me. Up and through Miles Turner off glass. That's good. They're up 22 after the made free throw. Now we're working in transition. And, buddy, Torian Prince, excuse me. Castle just threw his chest. That is indicative of how this game was, frankly. More from Castle to Wemby. It's unfair. I don't know what to tell you. Castle 22, 10 and 10, his fourth triple-double this season. And then Wemby going up the court to De'Aaron Fox, and it's right back to the big fella who, yes, can take you off the dribble. 23 and 15. What you want me to say about this?
He done changed my mind. I'll put him ahead. I'll put him in the lead. I mean, after that, listen, let me explain what you just saw. Let me explain to America and to the basketball world what you just saw Victor Wembanyama do. First of all, nobody's ignoring his defensive prowess because obviously myself and others have been on the record stating the Defensive Player of the Year has already been decided. It's not even close. It's clearly him. I have a vote. He has my vote. Defensive Player of the Year. I don't give a damn what I see anybody do over the last 3 weeks of the season. It's over. Defensive Player of the Year is going to him. That hasn't been ignored. But he is right when he says it doesn't get mentioned enough when we talk about league MVP. That's a very astute point on his part. But that ain't even what did it for me. Obviously, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Shea Butter, is that dude. He is spectacular. Make no mistake about it. He's money in the bank. It really is special to see. The second place team, who hasn't been relevant in years, has a star in Victor Wembanyama before the playoffs even began. An NBA playoffs, by the way, that he has yet to participate in his career. And he looked into the microphone and the camera and said, "We've dominated the defending champions when we've seen them this year." I mean, damn. I just want people to understand what he's saying. What he's saying is, before the playoffs have begun, OKC, I've kicked your ass.
Yep.
That's what he's saying.
Thank you.
That's what he's saying. And I'm like, what? And then here's the scary part, y'all. I'm scratching my head, right? Because I'm imagining OKC right now. And I'm like, what you gonna do about it?
Yeah.
Because Wembanyama is saying, yeah, I said it. What you gonna do about it?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's what he's saying.
Yeah.
That's what he's saying. Okay?
Yeah.
This is what we do. You know, folks play the sport. We analyze and commentate on it. But ultimately, as a scribe, as a pundit, as a commentator, you got to dissect and read in between the lines and interpret this accurately. That's what he's saying.
Yeah.
He's saying defense needs to matter more. Oh, by the way, offense, I'm giving you that too. Oh, by the way, y'all reigning defending champions, I bust their ass. That's what he's saying.
He said
4 out of 5 times. And they gave you the 3 games they were available and highlighted the 1 game they wasn't. And he's reminded, and he's saying it before the playoffs.
Yeah.
With every intention of meeting them, he's telling them in advance, I'll bust your ass before, and I'm going to bust your ass again. Damn.
Yeah.
Now that's an MVP right there. So Shea is right there. I'm not omitting Jaylen Brown, but after that, as a voter, now I got to sit back there and go like this. Did he lie? Because he isn't. He's not lying. Yo, y'all, Wembanyama's special. I'm talking about his personality in this. He's special. He's special.
Like a cleanse.
Phenomenal.
Not that I would know what a cleanse is, Shump. You probably know. I don't know what a cleanse is, but it
I would.
feels like what it would be like. Yeah, you probably would. You probably would, Stephen A. He wants to care about the regular season. He wants to talk trash. He wants everybody to play in the All-Star game. He does. he does a grassroots thing where he creates his own fan section and then tells the Spurs, how about we get a drum? I'm going to start. That was his idea. I'm going to get a drum. Like a superstar who wants to improve the grassroots fan base of his team. This guy is unbelievable. Shea, I remember when he first came to the United States, okay, and he played against Scoot Henderson. And at the time, we weren't sure who was going to be the #1 pick. And Victor said Scoot would be the #1 pick, but unfortunately he was born the same year I was, so he ain't going to be. It was like he arrived here talking trash. This is the way he's always been. This is also great. All right. Shump, my head says Shea. My head says Shea. They're going to win 60 games. His stats are unbelievable. He's barely had his team. If I had to vote today, my head would say Shea. Mm-hmm. My heart is saying Victor.
Yep.
And I don't know who's going to win out, guys, but my heart is saying Victor. There's no reason I can give why I shouldn't put Shea in there. I cannot do it.
Don't be emotional.
But one thing I'm thinking about, Shea, the MVP is going to be announced very likely during the conference finals or right at the conference finals. There's a reasonable to strong chance if everybody stays healthy, it's going to be Spurs Thunder. I mean, the Thunder are 15-1 in the last 16. The Spurs are 22-2. I realize there's some other teams playing well, but these two teams have very clearly distanced themselves from the pack. Mm-hmm. Here's what I'm thinking about. And I know it's a regular season award. You don't have to say it. I got that. When we get to the conference finals and that MVP gets announced, am I going to be proud of that vote? That's what I'm thinking about. Am I going to be able to say, because I don't know. I have nothing bad. I have nothing but respect and admiration for the Thunder and Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. But I'm debating about whether the Spurs can do it. I don't know. And I'm thinking about when that vote comes out, how I'm going to feel. I don't know.
Well, listen, we've got Shea Gilgeous-Alexander having missed about 7 games this year, if I remember correctly, Wendy. About 7 games this year. Okay.
Missed games are not. They're both going to be okay. I'm not worried about missed games.
I know that. I'm getting to a point. My point is, it's not about the awards. I'm getting to the point. He's missed about 7 games. If I remember correctly, Wemby's missed about 5 to 7 games more than Shea. They're only 3 games back. I understand that OKC is the reigning defending champion. They got 57 wins. They en route to a 60-win season. It ain't like San Antonio got 44 wins. They got 50. They got 54 wins.
True.
OKC's got 57. San Antonio's got 54. And Wemby has missed about 5 to 7 more games than Shea. What if he hadn't? What if he hadn't? We might have a tie within the Western Conference. So don't give me records. Don't give me standings. I'm talking about performance. And when you see what Shea has done, when you see what Wemby has done, see, the only part about this that's bad, guys, it infuriates me right now. It really ticks me off that Jaylen Brown isn't a part of this conversation. Because that ejection against the San Antonio Spurs, which was completely unfounded. That referee should be confined to covering Sixers or Wizards games, rather, for the rest of the year. Okay? He shouldn't see another legitimate basketball game. He should be ashamed of his damn self. You know, the referee Meta, I think it was. How you going to eject Jaylen Brown? Because let's keep it a buck. Jaylen Brown comes out the next night against OKC. Did you see his performance in that loss against OKC? How it came down to the wire? Did you see Jaylen Brown carrying the Boston Celtics? Did you see him drop about 34, 36 that night, going tit for tat with Shea, knowing the MVP was on the line? Well, what if he had done the same thing with Wemby and San Antonio 2 nights earlier? Would we be having this conversation? Would it just be about Wemby and Shea, or would it have been Jaylen Brown too? See, that's the kind of stuff right there that we got to pay attention to if we gonna keep it fair. They ain't come to the game to see the officials. They came to see Jaylen Brown. And he's literally walking away from the referee while complaining that referee who was directly involved with the incident doesn't tee him up. But a referee, some rookie, some novice wet behind the ears, breath smelling like Similac, gonna come and interfere in the proceedings. Ain't got nothing to do with him. And he gonna tee up Jaylen Brown and throw him out of the damn game. That's the sign of stuff. So we're sitting here today. Shea and Wemby are very deserving but Jaylen Brown might have been too if that referee didn't get in the way. Because if we were able to look at Jaylen Brown against San Antonio performing against Wemby the way he performed against OKC, we'd be talking about 3 people at this moment instead of 2. What a damn shame.
In contention for sure. I mean, 100%. And the one thing that makes the Spurs so difficult to play against is you can't really have a game plan against them, or you can't practice a game plan. And Stephen even think about this when you was with Big House Gaines in college, and they go, okay, today on the second unit, you're going to be Steph Curry, and you're going to do this. And, okay, you're going to be this person. Who do you say is going to be like Wemby on your second unit to practice against? Yep. He is an anomaly. There's nothing like him. You can't have anyone on your team do what he does. I need a 7'4" guy on my second unit to practice against that can shoot threes and then contest you from every shot. It's just impossible to practice against, prepare game plan. You can only prepare the game plan as you're playing against them. That is a huge advantage to me for the San Antonio Spurs.
You know, the thing about it is I watched that nasty block that Wemby had in the lane yesterday. And his arms were down, and he turned his head to make you look like he made you think that he wasn't involved. And then he just swatted the damn thing into the stands. This is Wemby. And I think the word, Kenny, demoralization is the appropriate word to use, because I think with what he presents, both offensively and defensively. Defensively is obvious. He's 7'5", he's a shot blocker, and you know that he will erase anything in the lane if he's in the vicinity. So that's problematic for a lot of teams itself. And we saw that with Jalen Williams months ago when they asked him, why is OKC having such problems with the San Antonio Spurs? And he was like, they got some dude there 7'5". I mean, that has a lot to do with it. But then on the offensive side of the ball, what are you supposed to do when you got a cat that can handle the ball at 7'5" and dance on you and do a Euro step between 3 people in the lane and do a reverse dunk? I mean, you're just looking at it like, damn. That's what we're talking about.
I got a question for you, Steven.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Let's talk barbershop talk.
Sure.
If you had a choice to have on the New York Knicks, Wembanyama, Jokic, Giannis, which of the 3 are you taking? Stephen A. Smith, the ultimate New York Knicks guy.
Damn, that's a good question.
You'd take that.
You know what? It has to be Wemby, believe it or not.
Oh, my. I thought for sure you'd say Jokic.
It has to be Wemby. Okay, Jokic is phenomenal. He can't jump onto a curb, and you can't stop him. He's just unbelievable. You going to get your numbers. You going to get your production from him, right? And you know what he brings. But he doesn't do that for you defensively. You look at Giannis, and Giannis is a gazelle. I mean, offensively, defensively, he's formidable. He's going to give you 30 and 12. But here's the thing. He's not going to give you that perimeter game, and he's not going to give you the free throw shooting either. Giannis struggles with both. And so when you look at it from that standpoint, in terms of an efficient threat, I know Giannis is phenomenal. Jokic is phenomenal. I get that. But both of them come up a bit short defensively. And offensively, Wemby's a bit more versatile than Giannis. So because of that, combined with his defensive prowess, his shot blocking ability, I would have to say Wemby. I mean, to be able to pull up from 3, to have a mid-range, you understand? The other stuff they may have, but they don't have at 7'5" his ball handling and perimeter skills. And defensively, neither of them block shots like that. That's why I would say Wemby.
Okay. Well, I would say all of them. I mean, you're talking about 2 guys who won championships. We're talking about right now, currently trying to in pursuit of a championship.
Right.
I think the one person that probably fits the description of what New York City would feel like would be Wemby. Right. I think he would be the adjustment of that New York vibe. Yeah. It would be easier for the embracement of him. Now, obviously, Jokic and Giannis are unbelievable. But at this stage, I might have to say